everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Soul Care Live. I am your host, Tracy Reddy. Let me get this camera right, Chad. Okay. I'm your host, Tracy Reddy. I am a therapist turned dating coach, Chad, because listen, when I was out here working with couples and things like that, people who were in relationships, one of the main things that I came to discover is that, in case you didn't know, just give you a little background. One of the things that I came to discover was that people were having issues in areas that I feel like if you did some work just a little bit on the front end, maybe you could have avoided this huge conflict that you and your partner are having right now, and that's for men and women alike. And so when I came to that discovery, that's when I kind of shifted my gears and started focusing more on working with singles, and specifically single women, and specifically single Black women, because for the culture. Okay. So today we are talking about what you have probably seen. We're talking about red flags, girl. Now, if you have been on social media any in the last maybe week or two, you have seen that there is a huge people have been talking about red flags. So they've been posting these like different scenarios or videos or comments, and then putting a bunch of red flags by it to signify that that thing is a red flag, like in dating or whatever. And that being the case, I'm like, well, hey, let's talk about it. If we're gonna talk red flags, we could play with it, but we could also get serious with it, and we could talk about it in another way. We talk about some of these real red flags. And it's not that the things that they posted weren't actual red flags. It's just that when you think of some of the things, it's more so geared toward the other person. Because a lot of times when we're thinking about red flags, we're thinking about, how do I need to watch out for him? How do I need to make sure I don't get the wool pulled over my eyes? But what if we took a moment and discussed, how do you ensure that you ain't the red flag? How can you ensure that you don't become the red flag that we're worried about, that we're concerned with? So I came up with a little short list, honey, because I don't plan to be before you long, praise the Lord. I just want to come and share with you very briefly these red flags as it pertains to you. Are you a red flag? Are you, when someone deals with you, do they have to leave and take mental note? Okay, wait a minute. She did this, she did that. Ooh, And I ain't talking about some of this old KS stuff. Y'all know who that is. I ain't talking about some of them kind of. I ain't talking about. I'm talking about the real stuff that actual, people who have put in the work to become professionals in this space of dating and relationships. The stuff that we sit around and talk about that y'all need to be concerned with. So that's what we're going to touch on today. I'm trying, girl, let me get my nose pulled up, girl. So listen, while I'm doing this, just want to let you know, you're seeing this for the first time, some of you on Facebook this year. This ain't the first episode where, from this point on, I feel like I want to do at least 1 or 2 episodes on Facebook to let you guys who are used to seeing this on Facebook, to let you know that in the future, and also previous episodes from this season, we're in season 2. And so previous episodes from this season will all be on the YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed to Soul Care for Single Black Women's YouTube channel, you need to do that, or else you're going to miss the future episodes. We got some good ones coming up, honey, even throughout the end of this year and even going into next year. It's going to be amazing. So, so you want to get on that, okay? So if you have not joined, and I mean, ain't too many, that's a really long and unique name, Soul Care for Single Black Women. So if you just go to YouTube and type in Soul Care for Single Black Women, you will come across our YouTube page one way or another. Subscribe to it and go ahead and be on the lookout for when these shows pop up, because they're only going to be on YouTube moving forward. Okay. All right. So just want to make sure everybody knows that if you haven't been seeing episodes this season, and that's because it hasn't been on Facebook. So It is on Facebook today. The show is being aired on Facebook today, but in the future, it's only going to be on YouTube. So make sure you go and follow, subscribe, So Every Single Black Women on YouTube. All right, praise the Lord. That's good. Okay. Let me see. Was there any other announcements? I don't think so. Ain't nothing else I can think of right now. Okay, so we're gonna get into this discussion about red flags, honey. And let's just get a working definition of red flags in general. Okay, these are warning signs. These are things that you know, when you think about it, it's almost like when you're looking at a like a stoplight. You got your red, your green, your yellow. And I've seen people do posts and videos and things on green flags, which I think is great because so many times we can be so bent on what should I look out for, what's the warning signs, and you don't even know what to do. You know what not to do, not what to do. And so I just want to, applaud those folks who have done green flag episodes. As a matter of fact, I have done a somewhat of a green flag episode. I didn't call it green flags, but last season I did one that was 10 things you absolutely need to do, do to move forward. So if you want to go back and watch that, you can. But yeah, so red flags is like a warning. It's something for you to at least take note of, if not completely stop altogether. So like I said, today's episode, we're going to talk about, are you the red flag? Are you your own red flag, honey? Are you somebody else's red flag? That's how we're going to take that discussion today. We're going to talk about what everybody else do. We know that there are people out there that you need to be aware of, that you need to take note of, that you need to be like, hold up, time out, But are you that for somebody else? So I got 3 things. And they're real simple. Ain't nothing new, girl. Ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new. Just something for you to consider. Okay. Yeah, I made up a word. Okay, number one red flag. Are you consumed or even entertained or even impacted by these internet gurus who are positioning themselves for marketing purposes and for money-making purposes? Are you in any way influenced, impacted, or moved by them? And I'm talking about these different folks who they come up for a season, then they go on, fall back down. But they do a whole lot of damage. To real relationships when they're doing what they do. You know who some of them are. We've seen them all. We've seen some, and we know what they do. They go in and they promote divisiveness. And I always say, when you are looking for someone to follow, if you're looking for someone when it pertains to dating and relationships and stuff, when you're looking for someone to follow, make sure it's somebody who is not promoting division, or who is not saying, oh, women always get it right or wrong, or men always get it right or wrong. You want somebody who can come straight down the middle and say, you know what, here's what you can do better. Here's what you can do better. And then this is how y'all could come together in a better way. So I want you guys, when we're talking about this particular red flag, I call it, what I say, guru. I can't even tell what I wrote. Guru culture. Are you influenced, impacted by guru culture? Are you moved every meme you see posted about relationships? Are you inside every relationship group on Facebook? Are you following all the, and it's even some of the, this girl, listen, girl, that's even some of the good ones. Even some of the ones that promote, positivity. In some cases, it could become, if you lean too hard into that, then you can create this kind of fairy tale in your mind about what relationships should be like, what they are like. And so you got to be mindful even of the positive stuff that you're watching. You got to find that good, healthy balance of, oh, here's what's wonderful, and here's what you need to be mindful of and work on and deal with. But a lot of these folks are a lot of the people who have either positioned themselves as gurus or who share this type of material all the time, they're the types of people who are unhappy, or who have ulterior motive that aren't geared toward you being in a healthy space. And so you want to be mindful that some of the stuff that you're seeing, don't let it just subconsciously get into your system. I try to discourage the ladies that I work with from watching Kevin Samuels, from watching different people. Even well, I haven't really dealt with this one yet, but it's a lady on there who does pretty much what Kevin Samuels does, but she does it for the women, And I'm like, these people are not healthy. If you're particularly in the space where you are, trying to position yourself and get a mate, you want a spouse, you want a partner, and you're watching these people, you're going, in a way, you're going to open up space in your heart and your mind and your soul to receive another person, because you're being so impacted by folks who are not healthy and don't mean you well. And I try to encourage the ladies I work with, don't watch this stuff. Just like if you're believing God for XYZ, whatever that is, you ain't going to watch stuff or you're not going to entertain stuff that's opposite of that. So why are you going to these alleged gurus who are putting out information that is not conducive to healthy relationships? And so that's the number one red flag. And for anybody who's joining, because I see the number fluctuating, anybody who's joining, we're talking about red flags. We're talking about it from a different perspective. Are you a red flag? Are you doing things that make you a red flag? Okay. So yeah, if you're, and the first one is guru culture. Relationship guru culture. It's a lot of it out there, right? So there's no shortage of people having diverse opinions about relationships, the stats of relationships, putting out false stats and all kind of stuff. So if you're impacted by that, and if that stuff, and when I say impacted, I don't mean you watch it and then you say, oh, I'm going to start doing that. I mean, are you letting it into yourself? You know that you're looking for a healthy relationship. Why are you watching somebody who's telling you all men suck? Men, why are you watching somebody that's telling you all women are trash and they're gold diggers? Like, you can't, and though some of that may be true, when you know you want something healthy, you're going to have to entertain healthy stuff, healthy, balanced stuff, entertainment, Facebook posts, YouTube videos. Follow people that are healthy so that you can start to feed yourself that. So when you experience that, you don't look at it suspicious, girl, because you can get to a point where these people impact you so much, even unknowingly, that you start to be suspicious when you meet somebody who had good intentions. You're suspicious of them. So guru culture, that's the number one red flag for you. Remember, the question here is, are you a red flag? And if you are consumed with guru culture, you might be. Okay. So let's see. Let me check something here, because I want to check my connection. I don't like what I'm seeing here. So give me just 1 second to go check on this connection. Just girl, I'm trying to check on this connection because I see up on StreamYard. Because y'all leave a message in the comments if you're able to hear and see this video clearly. Let me know in the comments that you can, because I have a little notification that's popping up and saying that my connection is weird, and I don't want to be just on here just going, and y'all like, we can't hear you, or we can't see you, or we don't know what's going on. So if you're out there and you can hear this, leave a message in the comments and let me know that all is well, so that I can keep on going. Let me see here. Give me just another moment. I'm going to look here and see if I can switch networks and see what happens. If you're able to see this, say something in the comments. You can hear it clearly. It's not choppy. Let me know in the comments. That will be so very much so helpful. I'll be waiting to see if a comment pop up. In the meantime, between time, I'm gonna keep on going. Okay, so that's red flag number one, guru culture. If you are the type who is subscribed to every relationship guru person who has not been professionally trained to help build relationships, if this person is just somebody that popped up because they got a charismatic attitude, personality, and they have, they got a lot of followers, and they have just kind of deemed themselves as a relationship expert, but they really don't, or they really don't have the credentials behind them to support that. And if that's who you're getting all your advice from, you might be red flag. Remember, that's how we're going at it today. You might be the red flag. Okay. Number two, let's see. Thank you, sugar. Thank you for letting me know. All right. Okay, so number two, are you a red flag? Well, it depends. How do you view dating? We could take this two ways, and I'm going to. If you're somebody who when you think about yourself in dating, okay, and all you can point to is 3 or 4 years ago when my ex did, a couple months ago when, baby, listen, dating is like doggone milk, okay? You need to keep it up to date, all right? Okay, and I know for some of you that sounds horrible. You're like, oh, but the dating pool has pee in it. I'm so tired of hearing that the dating pool got pee in it. And I know that there are some unsavory daters, but baby, within this past, I would say 2 years, I have had multiple clients met multiple great men in the dating pool, and they're in healthy, happy relationships right now. Within the past year, 2 years, within the past couple months, ma'am. Okay. So yes, there is some bad people in the dating pool, but there are some good ones out there too. Okay. And so, and I'm not saying that in a way to dismiss. I truly do not dismiss the fact that there are some lunatics out here. Okay. I have a whole section in my program that's all about how to protect yourself and be literally safe, like physically safe, during dating, especially online dating. But honey, there are some great people out here as well. There are some excellent men out here as well. Fellas, there are some great women out here. And if all your dating experiences and dialogue when you sitting with your friends talking is about how bad the dating pool is and how you ain't been on no dating so long and dudes don't even ask for that, all that kind of stuff right there, then that's a positioning problem. Okay. You can't use old news to build the new story. Okay, you want to create a new story. I used to have as my tagline, rewriting your love story. You can't rewrite your love story with old script. You got to keep your dating fresh. You got to keep it just on and popping. And mind you, when I say dating, I'm not talking about 10,000 sex partners. I ain't talking about you and what they call it, when it's just friends with benefits. I ain't talking about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you want to rewrite a healthy, happy love story, you're going to have to keep gathering data. I heard somebody say that's what dating is, gathering data. I agree. You're going to have to keep gathering data not until you get tired and out and you done try to give your heart to so many people and now you're heartbroken and now you're like, I'm tired of dating. I'm tired of being broken. I'm tired of having my feelings hurt. Baby, dating ain't supposed to have your feelings hurt like that. Girl, did searching on Yahoo looking for a topic hurt your feelings? If you're trying to find how do I make turkey that ain't dry, if you have to go to 5 or 6 websites, does it hurt your feelings? It ain't supposed to, because you're just gathering data. Dating shouldn't hurt. And that's not because it ain't that it shouldn't hurt because you ain't gonna come across strange, creepy, and people with ill motives. That ain't the problem. The issue is that you trying to literally try to probably do too much in the dating process, and that hurts. That hurts. And that comes from another place. And see, that goes into what the number one red flag is. We'll get to that in a minute. My point is, if you are not dating, then you need to get yourself in a position to start dating. Start gathering data. And if you find that you keep running across the same kind of person, the same type of dude, then then we going on to the number one red flag about you. Okay. So just be mindful that just because or should I say, just be mindful that if all your data is dated, you need to be dating. Now, on the flip side of that, again, this red flag is called how you view dating, how you deal with dating. So that's one lady who's just checked out of it, who tried to shy away from it, who does the bare minimum in it, and then tries to say, dating sucks, men suck, I'll never find anything. That's a problem. That whole situation is an issue. We can deal with that. It's something that's fixable. But there's this other side of dating where you are a serial dater, where you just date and date and date, and you have no problem meeting guys. You'll go out with anybody. Just, let me date. Baby, you running from something. There's a difference in serial dating and multi-dating. Don't confuse it. There's a difference in serial dating and multi-dating. I'm telling you in a second. Look, if you are watching this, share this video on your news feed, on your Facebook feed, on your wherever you share stuff at, Gary. Go on, share it, because I know somebody needs to hear this. Somebody needs to hear this. You go ahead and you share that here. You share this, okay? Because y'all out here getting it wrong, and I don't want us to be broken or sitting here lonely and depressed or sad or whatever because we don't know. We know. I saw somebody post today, and this has always been my attitude because of the work I do, but it was so poignant, and I was like, "This is so good." And she was like, "My parents taught me how to balance my checkbook. The school taught me my ABCs." She said, "But nobody has taught me how to be in a relationship." And I was like, first of all, the transparency on that, because that is something huge. I had one lady literally tell me that she didn't want to work with me because she felt like she should just already know how to do this. And I was like, but you don't. And so we didn't work together, and so I don't know what's going on with her now, but we didn't work together. And so, but I want to take away this shame associated with learning how to relationship, because we all have to learn at some point. Either we're gonna learn through trial and error, or you're gonna get into a process that's laid out to make it easier for you. So there's that. Now, like I said, there's one lady who don't date at all, or haven't dated in years, or dates sporadically and keeps having these bad experiences and building up that list of data. There's another lady who's dating like just a mad person, okay? And she's just going out on date after date after date for years. And you like, oh girl, how you getting all these dates? Girl, she running, girl. That was she, girl. Girl, she running, girl. She running from something. She running from singleness. She running from her inner being and her inner experience. She running from loneliness. If she'd have met and then probably be having good dudes too, like nice dudes, nice looking guys who about that biz, like, and she just keep turning them down. There's as my grandma used to say, there's a dead cat on the line. I think my grandma said, my old pastor said that. But there's an issue somewhere that has her doing all that dating and not making any connections. And so she's running. She's not dating. She's just kind of running. And it's disguised as dating because she's sitting across from somebody having dinner every Friday, every Saturday, or whatever, So if you're a serial dater and you're like really struggling to make a real connection, you're a red flag, baby. So how you experience and do dating, your attitudes toward dating, y'all, I got a shirt on. I don't want to, because the hair is covering up, and I'm like, Chad, like I ain't got on nothing, but I actually do have a shirt on. But yeah, if that's your experience with dating, either you on one far extreme or the other, That's a problem. Got to find that middle place where you're dating, you're learning, you're gathering current information. You ain't just taking cues because my sister said she went out, she was on that website and that man he is, or my friend I saw scrolling down Facebook, I saw somebody say, listen, you better get out there in the game and do it. You got to be in it. And if you don't feel comfortable being in it, then girl, we going on to red flag number 1. If any of what I said has like hurt your feelings or made you be like, girl, then you probably need to do some number 1. This is the number 1. Are you a red flag? Have you done your self work, your self-care? What I don't like to call self-care, because when people say self-care, they start thinking about fingernails and massages and trips to Tulum. I'm talking about your soul care. Have you, and I'm not, listen, don't turn it off. I'm not going to be trying to promote to you my program, although you can sign up for a soul detox. Okay. But that's not the purpose of this. What I am trying to tell you is that if you, and the girl, this ain't even just for the girl, guys, if you watching too, if you have not done any type of care for your inner being, dealing with that childhood trauma, dealing with just your childhood period, listen, even the best parents gonna get a child a reason to go to therapy. You could have had amazing parents who gave you a wonderful example. They ain't perfect though. Unless you was raised by Jesus, your parents weren't perfect. And so they're going to give you something that you can take to a therapist's office and unpack and figure out a better way of doing it, And so everybody ain't been through like very traumatic things, but sometimes we just learned how to relationship, how to date, how to pick somebody. You could have had a parents that was so involved and so, so in your life, and that they crippled you to know how to even discern good from bad, up from down, right from wrong, And so if that's the case, you still need to go to a therapist. Or you could have just had a very, very traumatic childhood filled with all sorts of abuses and things like that. You definitely need to go to a therapist. Now, let's take it up a notch. You go to a therapist to get, kind of unpack those things and heal. But then just still sometimes is a need for you to come to a person like me. Again, I'm not promoting necessarily, but I'm just saying, sometimes it's therapy and then that additional step. Just like you go to the doctor. You go to the doctor, you get your physical, and they discover irregular heartbeat, or they discover some type of skin condition, a rash or something on you, or your sugar's running high. They may send you, or that you gain weight, they may send you to a specialist who then works specifically with weight gain, or specifically with diabetes, or specifically with heart issues, or specifically with skin, dermatologist, teeth, whatever. Okay. And so if that's the case, you might sometimes need to specialize and move just past the general therapy umbrella and into, okay, I need to learn how to relationship. And then that's where something like, so these times come in. But again, not promoting. And for those who I see that just joined, we are talking about red flags from a different angle. Are you the red flag? We always talking about is somebody else the red flag, or is this a girl? It's a red flag, or you need to watch out for him. But are you the red flag? What are some indicators that you might be a red flag? Okay, y'all leave a comment over here in the comment section so I know you here, who's here, and we can play each other, be friends. And so far we've already said it's only 3. So far we've said if you have if you're impacted or subscribed to the guru culture, the relationship guru culture, there's a lot of relationship quote unquote advice going around, but everybody's not qualified to give you advice to build a healthy relationship. Now they're gonna give you advice on something, but is it the type of thing that you want? Number 2, what is your attitudes about dating? Whether you're not dating at all or dating serially, you need to find a place in the middle where you date in a healthy way, at a healthy pace. That can include multi-dating, but multi-dating and serial dating are not the same. And so how you view dating, whether you don't do it at all or you do it too much, how you handle that, you need to talk about that. And then we're on the number 1 red flag on whether you are a red flag, and that is, have you done any kind of soul work? Any kind. Now, I resist saying self-care because, like I said, people, that's misinterpreted. But have you done any kind of soul care? Have you done anything that deals with the inner workings, your thinking, how you think. Have you thought about some of the things, some of the opinions that you have? Where did that come from? I don't even know. I don't even know. Or have you thought about some of the feelings you have? Like maybe, like I know for me, one of the things that I had to get comfortable with was just men in general. Because from a young age, I had some incidences that happened. One of which was I was had gone to a restaurant in our neighborhood, little hole in the wall, little burger shack that my grandma would send me up there. It was back in the day, girl. So people wasn't, well, people probably was snatching children, but we wasn't as concerned about it because it was like a neighborhood. Everybody knew everybody, et cetera, et cetera. And so I went up there to this little to the store and got to pick up whatever my grandma had called in to order. I was about 11, 12 years old. So I went up there and it was these guys in there, and I've always been shapely. I've always had big old button hips. Okay, just is what it is. And these guys who had to be, if I'm 11 or 12, they probably was 25, 26. They could have been old. I don't know, but they was older than me. And they just started, when I came in, I wasn't dressed a certain way. I was very sheltered. So they had no reason to come at me in that way. And so they just started making all these lewd comments and saying things that were inappropriate. And so much so that the man behind the counter had to tell them to stop. And so for that reason, I had this wall built between, not just that reason, there were multiple, as most women have gone through, there were multiple incidences where that was the case, where guys were saying things that were inappropriate, that were not conducive to talking to a freaking 12-year-old, right? And so just deleting this clown, whoever that is. But yeah, so just not conducive to talking to a 12-year-old. And so for that reason, and many other reasons similar to that going forward, because I was built older than I actually was, I just really, once I got of age, I was like, man, scary. And so that was kind of my attitude. And I had to, that self-protective fear thing turned into this real nasty attitude that I used to have towards me. I mean, nasty. And I talk about this actually in my book. I have a book called From Heartbreak to Wholeness, and it's on Amazon. And so you can get there if you want to. I promise you I'm not trying to plug stuff. I'm really not. But it's just so happened it's coming up in the conversation. But anyway, so yeah, I have this book and I detail the whole story and how I ended up overcoming it. But my point that I'm making is that was a traumatic thing that had I still had that when I met my now husband, then I probably wouldn't have gotten along with him. The way he's built, I would have totally been a red flag for him. Like, no, something up with her. And so that's what I'm saying, y'all. It's just important to examine yourself from the inside out, and not just with yourself. There's only so much you can do, so much healing you can do on your own. You can do all you know how to do and still have these blind spots that you just don't see because you only know you from the way you view you. And then, when you're able to expose yourself vulnerably and fully to someone else, you can see those blind spots better and be able to deal with them. But a lot of us, we don't even try to be that vulnerable until we're in a relationship, and until it's already at the point where when it does come up in a relationship, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And so try to be proactive by doing that soul work. Do that soul work so that you don't have to be surprised or ruin a potentially good relationship or miss somebody altogether because you got these preconceived notions in your mind that you haven't dealt with. All right. So that's it, girls. That's it. Just want to encourage you to not be a red flag. And guys too, because I'm sure some men be sneaking here watching too. Even though you don't want to say you be watching So Care for Single Black Women, you be watching it. But yeah, so I don't want you you people to count yourself out, to do things to make yourself unattractive or like I said, somebody else's red flag. When you could just do little simple things. They're simple things, complex in doing them. But it's simple to just say, okay, let me stop following the gurus. Let me let me get adjusted and start dating, and then let me do this soul work. Now, if you do the soul detox, it's already all putting there together. And we just eliminate the dating altogether until we get our soul together. Then we're going to go back out. Now, I'm going to tell you how to date in a way that's going to be beneficial to you, okay? But if you are someone who has never done any of these things, or who this all sounds like, well, yeah, I do all that, then it's time, sis, bruh, to do some work. And for the ladies, you can reach me at tracyray.com or soulcareforsingleBlackWomen.com. And we can do the work to make you no longer be a red flag. So I know there are a couple people here. Anybody you can leave a comment if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, other things that you want to add to the list, because this is just a small list that I came up with, because I just really want us to be our best selves out here. You know, we can't be being a version of ourselves that's not as healthy as, and then judging the dating scene and saying, oh, it sucks out there. Baby, you suck out there, maybe. And I hate to say it like that, but if you know my heart, you know that I'm kind of blunt, but it's always in love. And you know, you can't say that it sucks when in fact you may be adding to the suckage. You can't say it's pee in the dating pool where you may be the main one squatting. I mean, come on. Because we know it's a metaphor, and metaphorically, what are you contributing to the dating pool? Are you contributing more pee by having a bad attitude, by having a poor expectations, by not having done your soul care, you know, by following all these gurus who are not telling you good, healthy advice? It might sound good, it might even sound similar to something that's healthy, but their whole complete message is not going to lead you to the point where you want to be. So if you're doing all this stuff, you're contributing to the pee that's in the pool, in the dating pool, and you don't want to do that. So all that said, y'all, this was not intended to be a full hour. As a matter of fact, we're going to try to get the time down from an hour to more like 30, 45 minutes. And so we're right here at like a 38-minute mark. So yeah, I just wanted to come here, share that, encourage you guys that it doesn't have, if you're feeling some kind of way about your love life, your dating life, it don't have to be that way. You could just do some stuff and switch it up and be little things, Chad. Girl, listen, just come talk to me, girl. You know where to reach me over here at Tracy Reader. You know where to get me. But again, if you have not subscribed to Soul Care for Single Black Women on YouTube, you are going to miss future episodes. You can also see past episodes on there as well. So go to YouTube. Go to type in Soul Care for Single Black Women. You will get on our YouTube page, subscribe, and then you won't miss notifications. This one just so happens to be on Facebook today because I want to periodically put one on here so y'all will know where y'all are coming. You know, keep the momentum going. But yeah, honey, that's it. That's it right there. That's it. And so now it is time for the plug. Listen. If you want help, if you want a proven process that's getting people out here almost married, child, a couple of them done got married, but getting folks out here married or into happy, healthy relationships, go visit souldetox.net or tracyray.com and click on Soul Detox. And you will, you can read more about this program that is designed to help you not be a red flag, to help you heal your relationship trauma so that you can, in fact, reach your relationship goals. And the stuff, you know, a lot of things, it ain't innate. You don't just know how to do it. You invest time, effort, energy, money into other things. Invest it into this. This is one of the most important decisions you're ever going to make in your life. Who you going to spend your life with? Who you going to build a legacy with? Who you going to build a family with? And you just want to kind of wing it? We do more preparation for a doggone driving test than we do for our love life, our romantic life, and who we're going to spend our life with. It can't just be all based on your feelings. Do it feel good? Do it feel right? Contact me, soulcareforsingleBlackWomen.com, souldetox.net, and we will do a consultation, and I will go over all the things with you, and then you can enroll and you can join the ranks of other single women. This is for the women only, single Black women only. You can join the ranks of women who have experienced tremendous relationship success after completing this program. You don't have to figure it out. I got all the red flag removal already built into the program, sis. So looking forward to hearing from you and working with you and seeing how we're gonna move this thing forward. All right, you guys, that is it for me. I got to go get my probably get some crab legs or something because I haven't had crab legs in a long time. That is my favorite food, and I'm well overdue for an appointment with a king crab leg. Okay. So y'all take care. See you on Soul Care for Single Black Women YouTube page next week, where we will be talking about what we talking about next week. Let's see. Honey, it may change. Subject to change, sugar. Subject to change. But let's see what we got up for next week. Where's my thing here, honey? Oh Lord. Okay. Girl, this phone going so slow. Okay. And it may not even come up. Oh, girl. Oh, I ain't even, okay. Girl, I ain't tell you because I ain't even lie to you and tell you what I think it's going to be because it might change up. So you just stay tuned. Look for the flyer, honey. I'm trying to get it out early, but I've been working a little job, girl. I've been working a little job. And it be taking up a lot of my time. So, yeah, I don't get to be as proactive as I want to. I really need an assistant is what I need. Somebody who knows how to be me while I'm doing something else. So we'll be hopefully dealing with that soon too. All right, y'all. Stay good, stay up, stay in touch. You know where to reach me all over social media, Tracy Ready TV or Soul Care for Single Black Women. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.